All right, everybody out there in the Craft Chest Nation. It is I, Craft Chest, here. And I am home. I don't even know if I can say this on YouTube without them algorithming me out of existence. But let's just say I had a near experience, okay? And I really did. I left work and I get on the interstate like I always do. Cruise on up. I wasn't in a hurry. There was a car. I don't even think there was no car. There was a car passed, and I got on over into the slow lane, I guess you call it, and went up to speed and got up to 70, 72 where I normally do and hit the cruise control. Well, I put on a little music and cruising along. Where did this happen? Did it happen on the other? See, I don't even know, man. It was like, I don't even want to say. It was almost like, and I know I didn't, it's almost like I blacked out, the stuff happened, and here I am. I don't even know how to describe this, but I'm going on the interstate, moderate traffic, when all of a sudden, I don't know if these people got on the road and I just didn't see it because their lights were not very bright on the back. I just saw two square lights right here. And I look and I'm like, what the? And the only thing I could do was slam on the brakes. Well, the analog brake system on my car has been shot. So what does she do? And I'm getting closer and closer. And we're talking about fractions of a second reaction time. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm looking and there's a car over here to my left. There's somebody behind me, and all I can do is cut the wheel, and hopefully this person over here gets the idea of what's going on. Nobody that I saw, not one time, I didn't see any brake lights. So what I do is cut the wheel, and the next thing I know, I'm spinning. And I'm like, I tapped the brake because I knew that would stop my spin. I straightened the wheel. Now I'm going backwards. So I hit the gas, throw it in reverse because I'm like, nah, you know how the does. So I put it in reverse. And I'm going backwards. And the next thing I know, there's a car like this in front of me. So I'm like, oh shit. So I throw her into neutral, slam on the brakes again, whip it around, and there's a guardrail, so I know about where I was. Man, I bet you there's tire marks all up in there. I'm going to GoPro that tomorrow. It ain't funny, but at the same time, it is divine intervention that you are seeing this video right now. I don't care what you believe. It is only the fact of my driving skills, and it felt like, and I'm not even joking when I say this. I'm gonna use this phone. I'm sitting there spinning. Defiant was spinning like a top. I ain't gonna flip because I got too much weight pushing down in the center, right here. Y'all know the system that's in the car. So I'm spinning. And it's like something just stopped my car, picked me up, and then put me on the side of the road. And I come to a dead stop, and I'm sitting there going, what just happened? What just happened? So, of course, she freaks out, the car, and turns off. She went, brr, 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 brr. And all the things, bing, bing, bing. I was like, oh, no, not again. So it triggered something to where the car just went into a shutdown, almost like whenever I hit that thing over there coming across Mobile River Bridge, but wasn't the same. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I didn't hit anybody. I didn't hit anything. I'm sitting this far away from a guardrail. Let me turn all this stuff off. Radio, car, everything. And I wasn't distracted. That wasn't the problem. It was just all of a sudden I'm driving and woof, I'm like, it was like coming up out of warp or whatever, out of a freaking, what do they call that in Star Wars? Hyperspace. It was like, woof, and I just came up on the rear end of this car. I'm like, where did that come from? Reaction time, slam on the brakes, looking. And I didn't mean to go into a spin, but I did. I went into the spin. Brother man, I wish I'd had the GoPro going that time, but there wasn't no reason for it, really. Oh man, I need to just start turning it on and just delete the stuff every day. But I'm sitting there, I don't know how many times I spun, because he was like, and finally I caught control. I don't care what you believe. The Lord grabbed my car and said, nope, and stopped it and put me on the side of the road. Because otherwise, all them people got wiped out. But I was sitting there driving backwards, 70 miles an hour backwards. And I'm like, you should have saw it. It was like a movie. And so now traffic's getting thick. I don't know why at 10 o'clock at night, but it's getting thick. So I'm sitting there facing the wrong way. And I'm at the edge. I'm on a guardrail. So I know about where it was. So I inch up and back up, inch up, back up, back. This is where I can finally turn around and go. All right. I get back on the interstate. And then moments pass. There's only a couple of minutes since I got going. And I don't know where everybody else went, but I catch back up to these same jackboots, and the same thing happened to about 2 or 3 people in that right lane. They're going so slow. Somebody saw somebody else do like this, but they just like skeech on the brakes. I guess they were getting off on the interstate or whatever. But they had to slow way down and get over. So I got all the way up to that left lane and said, nope, I'm going. And so I put it on 75 and got past all that nonsense. And I wasn't going to, but I need to go grab something from the store anyway. I got to a store and I was like this. Woo, the adrenaline pump got me. Like I don't have enough of that going on at work. Oh my goodness. So y'all are lucky to be seeing me right now. And I wish I could give you a better description, but that's it. I'm driving and all of a sudden, and it's a dark spot there too. So there's like this light shines off of this old gravel plate. Now I know where I was now. And then I hit the trees and it goes black. So you're going from light to black. And then all of a sudden I look and there's these dim brake lights. Now they were a truck following another truck that was towing something on a trailer where it was teeter-tottering on top of the trailer anyway. Almost like one of those headed for the border type of tows, but in reverse, going back this way. Oh my gosh. And the person behind should have had better lights, should have had hazards on, something, because that was not the vehicle to be following the other vehicle at all. And I bet you they were following them. I really didn't look that close. I bet you they were following them like that and going that slow because that trailer didn't have brake lights on it. I bet you they didn't have lights on that trailer. Now that I think about it. It has been a long time since I've had a near experience. And I'm not going to say it because, you know, YouTube and all that, they funny about words that you use, but it's been a long time since I've had a near experience. Wow. And I get home and I'm like, well, let me make sure that I'm not crazy. Because look, I had the windows cracked about yay on both sides. And when all this was going down, shit was hitting me in the face, rubber and rocks and everything else. And I'm like, oh my God, who am I hitting? What am I wiping out? And it was just, and I'm just feeling this stuff like I must have been spinning pretty fast for all that to be coming in and hit me, because I could feel it. I didn't go wash my face. I'm just getting in. And I had to sit down and do this. I don't want to bother nobody calling this late at night. So this is my therapy right here. This is my let it out and then be done with it. But yeah, coming down off of it. But yeah, to feel that stuff just be hitting me. I bet you when I go out there in the morning in the daylight, I'm going to find a little trash and whatever. But that rubber smell from, oh man, it was awesome. But at the same time, holy crap, folks, why are you even towing something that late at night on the interstate they weren't doing the minimum of 40. I can promise you that. And I was only doing 70 because I don't speed. I mean, when I'm cruising home, I put her on 70. I hit the cruise control, hit the music, and I just sit back and unwind on the way home. All right, that's my unwind time. And I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to share that. Be careful on the roads. Oh my gosh. And I might do a follow-up video. I don't know if I'll splice it in on this one, but I'll do a follow-up video where I walk around the car and make sure that she's okay, because I did just went out there with a flashlight. There's nothing on the body, but I want to check my tires. And I guess the new chassis held, the new suspension that I've spent time working on and had to do modifications and all that to get everything to work right, where I had that bolt break. So we'll see. It's Crafted a Mind. Go out there and have some fun. Please, everybody, please stay alert, stay alive, because apparently I wasn't alert enough that time, but I'm still alive. Woo! And of course, Ezra's got the zoomies. Woo!